Like everybody, please take a look in the background. What do you see?
I hope you're hungry. 西餐就是这个
就是西餐，
就是你们西餐，你不要吃我们中国餐。
Yeah, exactly.
This is
Western
food.
food.
Yeah, it's what they call Western food.
Yeah. Okay, so if you look at this doesn't look very appetizing.
No.
But this is what they were feeding 3 meals a day to the Russian athlete who felt sick.
By the way, I added color to this because I did autocorrect.
Oh, you had
so
to
yeah,
add
it's
color.
even grayer than this.
I mean, look, when you have the eyes of the world on you and you're running this massive billions and billions of dollars that they've invested in this, right? Hundreds of billions of dollars, who knows? It's just a crazy amount of money. Surely you can make sure that the meals that are served to the athletes are, like get Gordon Ramsay to come in and do it. You know what I'm saying? But, that's a very typical kind of a thing that you come across in China,
For like Shitan.
Yeah, for Shitan, which is Western food.
Yeah.
Because I'll be honest with you, that's not normal food that Chinese people would eat. Like,
no.
That kind of macaroni or whatever you call that stuff, the penne pasta, is not normal. Okay, you might get idali mian tiao, which is just like spaghetti bolognese or something.
Or with like ketchup.
Yeah, exactly.
Western food in China sucks, by the way.
Just
I don't even like you. I hate the phrase Western food. I think it's such bullshit.
Yeah, because it just means anything that's not Chinese.
Yes.
I
always hated that.
You don't eat potatoes like that in China. No. That's not normal. I think that's like a mini chicken or something. What is that? There's like a pigeon or something.
It looks like maybe a pigeon.
Yeah, whatever. It's a small bird of some kind, and some lamb chops, and it's probably baked beans.
No, the issue, I think that's actually marinara sauce, but
for the penne.
So the problem with this is as unappetizing as this food looks.
Yeah.
These are for star athletes. I'm not saying anyone should get special treatment or anything, but
you should. No, you got to understand, like, athletes need good food because that's what fuels their body.
I agree.
Right.
Now, my point is, like, I'm just trying not to put anyone on a pedestal, literally with gold medals and hanging up. But like, it's not what they would feed their own athletes.
No.
And it's not done. This is not done necessarily maliciously. What you're seeing here is actually worse than the image.
Yeah.
Because it turns out that the food sources that they were sourcing the food from were contaminated or old, outdated, right?
Yeah.
The food sources also contained high amounts of hormones and chemicals. And there's actually some videos out there that were some Chinese people tracing the supply chain of food that was supplying the Olympics.
Right.
And it doesn't surprise me at all because China, the way it works is if there's money to be had, let's say the top-down government has a huge budget and they just chuck money at a problem, hey, go source some food.
Yeah.
They will find the literal cheapest option. I kid you not, I have so many examples of this, even down to a familial level. For example, I was running a company in China, right?
Yeah.
And my mother-in-law always would look out for me and she would cook delicious food for me. She always made sure that I was well taken care of.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
But there was a distant family member in the family that was very poor.
Right.
So all of us in the family wanted to give her an opportunity.
Right.
So what she would do is I would pay her from company funds, and actually I think my mother-in-law even chipped in just to help out.
Yeah.
To have her go to the market and then cook food. So she would get, I don't know, 30 RMB.
Yeah.
Right, to go put together the meal that my mother-in-law had planned out.
Sure.
Good nutritious food for work, right?
Yeah.
Just so I could help her out, help out a poor family member.
Sure.
She would go and buy rotten food at the market with her friends that worked at the market, by the way, for a couple RMB.
Yeah.
Cook that and say she used it up and then pocket the change. And she was in the family.
I know.
This is a microcosm of this, right?
Don't forget there's tenderpreneurship as well.
Yeah.
So it's nepotism. Oh, we need to source food, so let's use uncle or nephew this or so you understand how it works. There's a lot of shortcuts taken.
I just thought there was some personal anecdotes to throw into this. We know how this works. If there's a big like you said, tenderpreneurship. There's a big project where there's money.
Yeah, like you're going to supply the food for the Olympics.
Yeah.
Let's get Uncle Ho with his he's got a food business. Let's get him to do it.
Let's get him involved.
And then he doesn't want to do it. No. He gets the money and then he'll pay someone else. It gets passed on. Remember that situation where there was that hitman? And they hired somebody to be a hitman and paid him like, I don't know, whatever it was, 50,000 RMB, right? Yeah. And then he didn't want to do the job. So he paid someone else 20,000 RMB to do the job. That person then paid someone else 10,000 RMB. And eventually the guy right at the end of the chain went to the police and they all got into trouble.
Yeah, they all got arrested because they were like, this is not worth the
Yeah, because he's like, I'm not going to kill someone for 1,000 RMB or whatever the last person on the chain was going to say.
Right.
Yeah, so I mean that's kind of a good example.
That's a great example, and it's common even in the Olympics, right?
Sure.
And you can see this from the food is just one It's a very palpable example that's easy to understand. But
Yeah.
even the venues, right?
Yeah.
The areas that things were held, the conditions.
Yeah.
I should have thrown in this picture, but this Finnish athlete,
Oh, with the leaking
her
roof.
room flooded, right?
Yeah.
And you can tell it's this temporary situation where everything is done for face.
I'll just change the slide so people don't get grossed out anymore.
Sure. So look good,
Yeah.
right? Just like those hospitals they built in Wuhan.
Yes.
They built these overnight hospitals in Wuhan to house all the hospital patients, and everyone's like, "Wow, this is amazing! Look, they can 14 days. They can what is it?
Yeah.
14
Whatever,
days,
7 days. It was very quick.
They built
But-
all these temporary hospitals, and all of them were leaking.
Yeah.
and dilapidated.
Yeah.
and that kind of stuff happens because the next person tries to make money. And
Yeah.
it gets passed down the line.
Shortcuts in construction is quite common in China.
Next
so yeah.
piece of drama is the venues.
Oh, the venues, yes. Stunning venues, I gotta say.